I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me.
What up, good people? It's another one, Paternal Presence Podcast. I got another homie on here, and this is one of my comedian homies, also from the BX. So you know I love it. This is my guy, Mr. Troy Cannonier. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did. I appreciate that, brother. See,
Welcome, brother. I
that's why I know
appreciate
my
you.
name just stay right for brothers who read books. So I pay attention.
Yes,
You know, that's it.
yes, I
You know what
read.
I
I
mean?
read. I
Definitely.
appreciate you rocking out with me tonight, even with the game on and all.
Yeah, we good. We good. Denver got this. Denver got this.
Yeah, yeah. And Troy, like myself, is a huge Knicks fan. But we are not what's the word I want to say? We're not delusional Knicks fans. We know what it
No, no.
is.
We
We know our
realistic
Knicks
about
are
it. We
gonna
know what
Nick.
it is.
Yes, yes, yes. It's my guy, and I asked him to be on the show because again, another brother that we talked in the green room, and he would mention his daughter quite a few times. And you know me, my memory's terrible, but that's just something I don't forget. When cats love their kids, I always stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason I wanted to have you on. But I appreciate you rocking out with me tonight.
No problem. No problem at all.
But
Thanks for
jumping
having
right
me, man.
into it.
Thanks for
Yes,
having me.
sir. Yes, sir. And jumping right into it. How was it growing up with your father?
It was tough. It was tough because like it's 18 years between me and my mom's and 19 years between me and my pops.
Same with me.
You know what I mean? So it's like we grew up together, the three of
Mm,
us. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
You really think about it. It's babies. I'm the result of babies having babies.
Yeah.
So it was tough. So I saw stuff I shouldn't have seen. We talking about the Bronx in the early 70s. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I seen some things I should have seen. I was around some things I really ain't had no business being around because my parents were so young. And it was, yo, take care of your kids, do what you got to do. So it was tough growing up. And then, coming up in the 80s crack era and coke in the streets and all, it was tough. But
Yeah.
the fact that my father came home every night, until my parents split when I was 17, but I saw my father every day, every
Yo.
night. My father came home every night because his father came home every night. So that made
Yeah.
an impression upon me that my job as a father is to come home every night.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that's the cloth I come from as far as fatherhood is concerned. And play ball. My father played ball, so he got me into basketball. So that was something that we had that was a real good connection. And even like when we couldn't really talk, we had the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We would go shoot. And then, stuff would be said and get shit out in the open and everything
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was real masculine. It was like I said, we grew up together. I watched my father go from being, like I said, being a teenager. He went in the military. He had, babies having babies. Do what you got to do. Came out, did what we had to do and everything. So we just, it was tough. I ain't gonna lie. All that mental health stuff that they talk about now, man, please. Coming up back then, that wasn't even an issue. It was just
It wasn't a thing.
tough it out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We ain't got time for all of that. But uh, it was love at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it was love. But at the same time, I got stories to tell. Growing up with my family, with my pops and all that. Like, it's a joke I do. I don't know if you remember it or not, but like my father used to wake me up to tell me he going to sleep. You know what I mean? He'd wake me up. Hey, wake up. I'm going to sleep. Turn around, walk out the room. What you wake me up
What?
for?
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I got those stories, and then now it's like to have him here because I didn't think that he'd be here when I was coming up. My pops used to drink, get high, and all that. Didn't smoke no crack or nothing like that. But used
Mm-hmm.
to drink, used to get high, and I didn't think he was gonna be here. But the fact that he's here now, a grandfather, loving it and doing
Great.
everything for his granddaughters and all that. I'm a girl's dad. I got 3 girls. That means I was a hoe when I was younger. God got me, so I got your ass. You got 3 of them. You know. But yeah, man, and me being a girl's dad is like best thing in the world. You know,
All right.
girls,
All right.
girls,
Hold that thought.
girls
Hold
love
that
their
thought.
fathers, man. Especially if you take care of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no, you good. You good. You're not gonna end up in a nursing home like me. I got a son. I'll be in a nursing home. His mother will probably live with him.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wind up in a nursing home, man. I hope I
Nah, you
don't. I
good.
hope
You're
I
gonna be
don't.
taken care of. Like I tell my cats, my girl dads, um, my mother is one of 4 girls. My
Mm,
grandfather, he's still alive. My grandmother, both passed away, and
mm,
my mom's go over there, clean up the house for him, wash his
right,
clothes, the sheets.
right.
My other aunt bring food by, that kind of thing. So they take care of him. And I
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
and I be calling my grandfather, I'm like, yo, you got it really good. He'd be like, oh, what can I say?
Yeah, hey, like I said, I take care of my
But
babies. My baby's taking care of me. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
tell me like the one thing that your pops did that you just like taught you that you never forget.
It's a lot. It's not one. It's a lot of things. Like even now to this day, we still talk. You know,
Mhm.
one thing he always taught me: protect, be a protector, be a provider, be a real man, stand up, stand on your word, keep your 10 toes
Hey,
down,
man.
no matter what. You know, own
And
your
can I tell
shit.
you, I'm sorry, I hate to cut you off, but
Sorry,
I'll be honest with you, as long as I've known you, you've always been straight up, stand up dude. You know what I mean?
I
You don't,
appreciate that.
no, real talk, no rah rah. I always noticed like your comedy was always been like, and we're not too far apart in age, but your comedy was always like mature, and you always been kind of straightforward. And let me rock this out, and all right, let me get up out of
Yeah,
here. I gotta go, that kind of thing. But you've always
I
been
appreciate
stand up,
it.
real
Yeah,
talk.
yeah, but I appreciate that. It's like that's what he taught me. He said, "Yo, just be 10 toes down. Be a man about you. This is
Yeah,
what you want. Go get it. You
yes
know,
sir.
understand. Don't let nobody. No is not no. No is next opportunity. Like you got to know. Figure out go way
I like
around it.
that.
Figure out if you really want to do it. Figure out a way. Make it happen. So I learned a
Mm,
lot from my father, even on the
good.
basketball court, just life in general. But there's one thing he said to me recently, not too long ago, within the past few years. I've really been trying to live by it. And he said, "What if you?" He said, "What if I told you you were rich and you didn't even know it?" What you talking about, man? I got like $15 in my account. What you talking about, rich? He said, "Nah. What if I told you you was rich and you didn't even know it?" I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" He told me, he said, "Yeah, you rich because you got a family that loves you. You rich
True.
because you got people who respect you, people who need you, who rely on you. You come through for them because of that. You're rich. You have a family that loves you and gives a damn about you." So determining on what the world looks at as rich is in a monetary state.
Yes
But he
sir.
said you're rich is spiritually and through love.
Yeah. And you got your health because there are
Yeah,
billionaires who commit suicide. So
right. So he said that, and it's like that was like, wow,
boom.
okay,
Yeah.
all right, I can vibe with that,
Yeah.
you know. And I try to just like I said, I just try to rock like that, and move on. But like it's been like I'm thankful that that I grew up with my father. I had my father,
Hmm.
and being a father is like the best thing I ever did.
Nice. Love to
Best
hear
thing.
it.
Best thing, best thing. They
All
drive me
right.
crazy,
Of course.
but
Of
I wouldn't
course.
have it no other
No
way.
question. So, all right, let's fast forward to you being a dad. How old were you? First of all, how many kids do you have? How many girls?
Three
You said three. I'm
girls,
sorry. And what's the
three girls,
ages?
21,
Oh,
9,
grown
and
woman.
3.
Oh, you got a grown woman in. Wow, you got different eras.
Yeah, right.
You working.
Yeah, I was.
Ah.
Yeah, yeah. I got a
Okay.
21-year-old, 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
So 21, that means you was about 30 or so
I
when
was
you had.
27,
Okay.
28
Good
when she was
age.
born.
You got some
28 when
maturity
it was,
with you. 27,
yeah,
you got some maturity when you had her. Was that a
yeah.
surprise, a plan?
Now we knew I was married at the time. I was in the
Oh,
military.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I was married at the time. I was in the military. Yeah, married, had a baby. Family man, come home every night, do what I
Yes,
gotta
sir.
do. My responsibility, I did it. I gotta take care of it.
Yes, sir.
In a discussion, so it was interesting. My ex-wife, I met her in the military during active duty. She and I, that's how we met. She's from Michigan. My daughter, she's going into her senior year at Norfolk State, HBCU.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm like I don't want to say I'm blessed. I want to say I'm fortunate.
Yes, sir.
God has put some fortune on me. He can put some, been having his hands and touching on me because I've been going through a lot, and it's like, yo, I'm still here. I'm
Yeah.
still got my faculties in
So,
order.
uh, would you say your first daughter, would you say fatherhood came easier for you?
Um, that's interesting because I'm the oldest of three.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got two younger sisters. One one is 8 years younger, the other is 25 years younger. So I got three. I'm the oldest of three, but I knew a lot of things because I had to babysit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So because I had to babysit, I knew some stuff. Um, I was prepared in the aspect of I had a blueprint. And
Got
my
it.
thing was to take the good stuff, the life lessons that was important, the things that was important, take that, use that, move forward, leave the nonsense behind. You know what I mean? All the craziness, all the BS, leave all that behind. And let's just focus on doing the right thing, have these morals and scruples and do's and don'ts. Yes, please, no, thank you. I appreciate, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and let's move forward. So that was just the blueprint. And I just followed it as best as I could.
Yes,
But
sir.
my daughter, I told my daughter, my oldest, I said, yo, you made me a man. You made me a man because I was already a man, but you made me a man because I was responsible for somebody else's life, somebody else's well-being. You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
that changes you. That changes the whole dynamic of everything. It really does. And like my 9-year-old, she saved my life because at that point in time, I was, I ain't gonna lie, I was still, I was rocking doing the comedy, but I was lost. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
lost. You in the groove of trying to do what you do and making but at the same time,
I'm
I
blowing
was
up.
lost, but she saved my life. And then my 3-year-old, she was just like, yo, it's extra motivation. Let's go. Let's really do it, Pop. That
Okay.
extra little push. That's what I look at it as. And I said, God ain't gonna bless me with these three queens and take me out now. I still got work to do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every day that I wake up, I swear, man, I say a prayer, thank God, because I ain't have to wake up.
Same here.
You
Same
know what I
here.
mean? Every day I wake up, thank you, God, because I didn't have to wake up. And every night before I go to bed, thank you for helping me get through this day. Watch me
True.
while I sleep. When it comes time for me to wake up, please allow me to. Your children in Jesus' name, I'm gonna say amen. It's just that simple. I ain't,
Mm-hmm.
not being extra. Ooh, just you know what I mean? Yo, let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let me. So with your 9-year-old, you said you was wilding. She kind of brought you to discipline. What was how was you running though? How
I
was
wasn't I
what
wasn't
you?
really wilding. It was just a lot of chaos going on around. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like in the midst of all that chaos going on, you try to like you try to stay as balanced as you can, you know.
She
And
brought
I
that
was
to you.
balanced. Yeah, I was balanced, but I wasn't totally balanced like I should have been. There was a lot of chaos going on around me. It wasn't necessarily my doing, but it was some things that was of my doing as well.
Mm-hmm.
But when I found out she was pregnant, me and her mother really, went and saw her in the sonogram. I was like, oh my God, like, okay, here we go. Got another one. So boom, two
Yeah.
girls. And like, okay, got two girls. Sure, don't you want a boy? Yeah, yeah. What man don't want a son? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
God said no, three girls for you.
Yeah. As long as
So it
you're
was a
healthy.
reason why I got three of them. So it's like, okay, I sit down, I pay attention, and I leave it be. So like I said, I got three beautiful, beautiful black women, man. I'm good.
Yes, sir.
I'm good. I'm good. And the fact that my oldest, her her goals are law. That's what she pushing to be
Nice.
a lawyer, going to law. Another black attorney.
Beautiful
Let's do
thing.
this. You know what I mean? I appreciate that. So like I said, I owe a lot of it to her to her mother, my
Yes,
ex-wife.
sir.
She did a hell of a job raising me.
And
You know.
also, this is a dad podcast. But I always do want to give props to the ladies,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
definitely.
not like we could did it ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So
right, 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 right,
I
right.
definitely love to give them props. But this is a podcast for fathers, so I like to give brothers their flowers because it
I
doesn't happen
appreciate that,
often.
man.
But I
I
just,
appreciate it.
give the women the opportunity as well, their few
Yeah,
minutes of love. But yeah, definitely. I'm glad to hear that. Let me ask you, so the 9-year-old and 3-year-old is the same mother?
yeah. Same other.
Okay, cool, cool. So
Same
sounds
other.
like it works a little easier.
It was a long. We were together for over a decade. Doing what we got to do. It was kind of tough, but nothing in life is easy.
Not at all.
At the end of the day, the bottom line is them children with that I made.
Hmm.
Regardless of anything else, it's me and my. That's the focal point. So whatever, whatever goes on between she and I, that goes on between she and I, and it's not even a thing of being a jerk about it, but it is what it is. It was what it was. Let's focus on making sure these babies is right.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's just where it is. So like I said, I understand my father better now as a father.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know what I mean? Which is kind of cool. Because
Yeah.
now we talk about things, we talk about shit. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, listen, man. Yeah, I had to go through that with your mom. Yeah, I went through that with your
Yeah.
mom. You know what I mean?
I learned through the
Yeah,
podcast too that just from talking to brothers is once you grow up and mature and pay attention, you learn a lot of the you answer a lot of the questions you had about your parents. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it all
yeah.
makes sense, whether positive, negative, whether good or bad. Like, yo, he
Hmm.
fucked up, but I kind of understand why he went that route. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and that's the thing. Like, I understand why when they split, he had to go because if he didn't go, he wouldn't be here now. You understand what I'm saying? It's like I can't, and I told him, I said, "Yo, man, I understand why."
Mm,
And in retrospect, am I upset and hurt that my parents broke up? Yeah. What
yeah,
kid,
then
who wouldn't be?
exactly.
Who wouldn't be? The truth of the matter is life. And sometimes people, like my parents were together since junior high and they broke up in 1990. I
Yeah,
was 17.
yeah,
So you do the arithmetic.
yeah. They probably way past hide each other.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, they had their run.
Yeah.
They had their run. It was a good run. They had two kids, and like my father said, he said, "Yo, man, I did my job. All three of my children are self sufficient. They're not, they not criminals and no nonsense like that. They
Uh-huh.
function members of society. Yo, I'm good. I did what I was supposed to do. And like I said, he's enjoying being a grandparent, being
For
pop
sure.
pop. You know what I mean?
For sure. I'll be
And
honest
that's
with
the
you.
thing that I find funny is looking at him and my uncles.
Uh-huh.
They was hard asses with us coming up. Now they
Yo,
go soft as baby shit. You know what I
of course, of course. And that's the crazy thing. I tell you, as a kid, just because what I was going through, just in life, it was just to me, I was just maybe I was taking it hard. But
mean? Right.
I didn't want no kids, you know what I mean? I was a
Mm,
little scarred. I didn't want any kids, but I wanted
right.
grandkids. So people like, yo, how you gonna make that happen? I was like, I don't know. But I don't want
Right.
kids, I just want grandkids.
Like, how you gonna do that without having
I
it? Right.
don't
Right.
know. I'll
Right.
figure it
Right.
out.
Right. We'll figure that out. We're gonna do that. We're gonna work
Some
that out.
some
Yeah,
way,
nah, but
somehow.
it's like the best thing I've done, man. And then another thing that was cool is that my grandfather, he's still alive too. So there's been times when like
Dope,
myself, my father, and my grandfather, we've hung out. And the
dope.
two of them start tearing me a new one. Like, yo, let's look at yo, slick ass. Yeah, and then we just had those conversations, like, and that would go on for like hours, man. Like
Uh-huh.
2, 3 hours, man. And
Nice.
then that's necessary. That's needed, I think, a lot of time. And I really wish a lot of brothers had that, man.
If possible. Unfortunately, a lot
Yeah,
of people don't even know their grandparents, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So if
yeah.
possible, that would be great. Yeah, my grandfather, like I said, still kicking. He's definitely funnier now than when I was younger, when I didn't really get him because it was such a big
Hmm.
age difference. And now he makes more sense. And my grandfather talks in riddles, and everybody be like, "Yo, what's he talking about?" And I'm like, it worries me because now I understand him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he still got his scruples and everything. And when he talking riddles, he's making sense. He's making sense. It's just
Yeah, yeah. They
everybody
always
don't get
find a
it.
way to make sense. They always find a way to make some sense. But yeah, but it's a thing where like I'm thankful I still got I have those elders. And
Yeah.
being somebody who basically, like I said, I grew up with my parents because when you really think about it, like you're not really grown until you're about 40 because you're still figuring shit out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Till about because somewhere along the line, like around 30, a light goes off, like ding. All right, this is what I want to do. This is what I don't want to do. You kind of start to make those decisions in your 30s, and then when you get to 40, it's like, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
I think I kind of got this now.
Yeah, yeah, good, bad, and different. You know who
Yeah,
you are at 40. You're like,
right. By this
I'm a
point, you
fuck
should
up. I
know
need
who
to
you
fix
are at
this.
40. Right,
or
right.
oh, I'm not really, I'm not about this life. All right, I need to go this direction. So, yep.
Yeah. By that point, you should be at that point. At that point, you should have a solid idea. You've done something, so you got something tangible to work with.
Uh-huh.
And then as we go on, we just elevate and grow and mature. That's one of the things I say. Like I was talking with a friend of mine. I said, women, y'all y'all are beautiful. It's like y'all got a lot of stuff that goes your way and all. I said, but men, like we grow into like we age at a different rate.
Yeah. It's
We
more
age
mature.
differently. You know what I mean? Like we can, like as men get older, we get distinguished, we get handsome and all that shit that they say with the grades coming in and all that. You know what I mean? We
Mm-hmm.
get distinguished, so we age different than women do.
Definitely.
We can age in a hard way, or we can age in a slow way, depending on how you live your life and how you take care of yourself.
You're right. You're right.
You know, and that's one of the things that I'm like, yo, is he like you drinking water right now? I just finished having like about a like three, four glasses, because I'm just finished getting over doing a colonoscopy and all that. So I got medicine, so it's like it's a lot of different things you got to do to stay healthy, man. And
Yeah.
a lot of times, and that's the thing that's so messed up is like we're not celebrated. Men aren't celebrated. Fathers aren't celebrated.
Not really.
We're not.
That's the
We're not
reason
really
for this
appreciated.
podcast.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're not really appreciated, and that's the thing that's unfortunate because you got some out here who weren't allowed to be fathers because the mama got a point to prove. Or she got
Yeah.
an axe to grind. It ain't got nothing to do with her, but it's
Ego
her
power
mama's.
trip.
Yeah, power trip. You know what I mean? And so, and unfortunately, like that scars people for
Mm-hmm.
life. Like especially females, because you don't really realize how many of these women out here got daddy issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the daddy issues that they miss the love of a man. It's the daddy issues of not understanding how to speak to a man, be around a man, conduct yourself around a man. Allowing a man to be a man, but be there for him to when he falls or stumbles sometimes, you be there to help him right back up. Hold up, baby. That's what we do.
Yeah.
You're not my competition, you my partner,
Yes, sir.
you my ally, you know. And I think that's what I feel like my job is to make my daughters understand you have to be a asset and an ally, not a liability and a
I agree.
leech. You
Either
know what I
either
mean?
way, I always felt like, yo, you need to be a asset to somebody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not a
Yeah.
liability, whether man or woman. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Either way,
asset.
it
Like,
goes both ways like that. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table? When you hold me down? I always kind of kind of connected to basketball. Like, yeah, you could be a star player, but then you had somebody like Joakim Noah who wasn't nice, but he does
Mhm.
everything. He holds
Right,
you
right.
down,
You can
the
be a glue
goon.
guy or you can be the glitter guy. Which
He
one you gonna do?
rebounds. He getting
Yeah,
the star player ass who's not playing to his potential. Like,
right.
yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
be great, but just be involved and just do your
be
best.
right. Be on the team,
Don't
right. And that's the thing. Yeah. Let's go. Let's win
just
together
don't
because
yeah,
that's how you win better.
just don't get in the ride and just sit there. Like help out, point directions, you know what I'm saying? Navigate, control the
Right,
radio.
right, 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 right.
Yeah, don't just sit your ass in my passenger seat.
Do something, shit.
Do
Do
something.
something. Do something. Do something.
Word. Put
Definitely.
French fry in my
Let, let me
mouth.
let me ask
Pause.
you something.
Yes, sir.
How's like being a father of a boy?
Um,
Like what's
you
that
know
what's
what?
that
I
energy
wish
like?
I can't even like really compare it to much, but I will say what I would assume is different for you is that I got a boy, so of course he's more connected to his mother. So I got a mama's
Mm-hmm.
boy, which I'm not
Right.
mad because I was the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
so there's times that I ain't gonna front. I know what it is, but I still be a little jealous on some old, hey, I'm here too.
Right. Get out of here. Get daddy finish. He just
It's
want to be a
okay.
good back up, baby. Say hi.
I
Say
see
hi.
you.
Hi. Okay.
How
All
you
right.
doing,
All
little
right.
lady?
That's enough. That's enough. Go. See?
And he does the same thing. He does that same thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see you, mama. Yeah,
All right. Go. Thank you.
he'll come
Yeah.
down here and he'll come behind the computer and be like, Daddy, can they see me? I'm like, no, they can't see me. They be doing all this. I'm like, psych,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he'll run. You know what I mean?
Come on. Get out of here. Right. Right. Right.
Hey,
Right.
he's a character. But just a boy. I think I will assume women. You got
Mm-hmm.
girls. You're trying to teach him from a different angle. Being a boy, especially a black boy. I'm
Mhm.
teaching them at the same time. I'm loving them at the same time. I'm teaching like, yo, you gotta brush it off. You gotta suck it up. This is
Yeah,
have
yeah,
something to
and that's
cry
that's that's
for.
kind of the thing. Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. I want to make sure that they understand as well. Is that as a woman, you're gonna go through things that I cannot
Teach them, yeah.
identify with at
Yeah.
all. But what I can tell you is, as a person, being your character, being your true self. That's what's gonna help you get through. Having morals, having scruples. So that's what I can do, and also just showing them like, listen, this is the type of person daddy's here. You can rely on him. Try to find somebody that you see that you can rely on.
Hmm.
Somebody that's gonna be there. Somebody that's going to make sure that you're safe and secure and loved. Sometimes I'm a little tough at times, but then I have to make sure that they understand, especially my 9-year-old, because she's the one that's up under me all the time, you know. And because I do comedy, she thinks it's okay for her to tell jokes, more and crack jokes, and everything like that. It's like, yeah, come on, cool out. Like, you gotta let's get through high school, college, and if you want to tell jokes, then but no, right now,
Not in
But
class. Yeah.
yeah, she be trying to, but and she's more excited about the stuff I do than I am.
That's dope.
So she's like more so like, hey, my dad's on Bishop and Cheney. Shh, stop doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Not because I'm on some old conceited, but nah. We just move humble. We move quiet.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I mean? We move quiet. So that's the thing. She's like I said, my girls, they love it. They more
Cool.
hype about things than I am. You know what I mean? But come on, you see I'm busy. Don't do that.
It's all right.
Don't
It's
do
part of
that.
being a
I'm
dad.
busy.
That
Be
happens.
careful.
I
Oh
imagine that's
man.
what happens. All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I got three quick questions, and
Mhm,
I'm gonna let you get to your daddy duties, watch the game. Three quick
mhm.
questions. First one, it's a podcast. Some people are gonna watch it, and some people are just gonna listen to it. So
Okay.
tell me, so you get an idea, who's your celebrity lookalike?
Wow. Um, crazy thing is, I got a couple.
Go
I got
ahead,
a few
shoot.
of them. I got a few of them. That's crazy. It's crazy you say that. All right. Somebody told me that I look like a lighter version of the father on the new Fresh Prince, the Uncle Phil on the new Fresh Prince.
Okay, okay,
Somebody told me I look like a lighter version of him. I was like,
okay.
okay. Boris Kojo.
All
Uh,
right.
when I had hair growing up, it was special.
Word?
It was word, yo, I'm telling you. When I had hair growing up, it was special. I'll be sure. I always got told I look like Ralph from New Edition. Uh,
Okay,
a
you got some
couple.
good picks though.
You know what I'm saying? Christopher natural curly hair. They said I look like Christopher Williams. I don't see it. I don't. They
Yeah,
know
yeah.
I'm darker than him. I don't understand it. I'm darker than him, and I'll be sure. But it was just like I always got that label, so it was like, all right, whatever. But yeah,
Okay,
that's the ones. That's
hilarious.
the ones. Yeah.
The first two I could see. The other ones, I think it's a curly hair because I got called Albie Shore as a kid too, and that's only again I had
Yeah,
the
that
S
was the
curls. It
hair.
wasn't even natural. I had the S curls in junior high.
Nah, mine was
I
natural. That
liked
was the
it.
thing that
Yeah,
was crazy. So it's like,
that's what's
and I
up.
said to my moms, I said, yo, I think I want an S curl because everybody was getting the S curl. And she said, you don't need that. I said, Mom, I need the S curl. Yo, I bugged my mother for like a week, son. She's like, one Saturday, she said, come here, grab me by the back of my head, took me to the bathroom, washed my hair, and everything, dried my head real quick. And she said, now look at your hair. I was like, oh, you gave me an S. She said, no, you got that curly hair, you goofball. Like, but then, yo, check it out. And then later on that day, we went to remember Woolworths.
Of
So we
course.
went to Woolworths, and I got the coconut oil hair sheen for
Hmm.
my hair. Yo, so I went to school Monday,
And it
like,
was on.
think, like, yo, you guys go, nah, that's coconut, that's coconut, that's coconut.
You was blessed. Yeah, not the kid. Yeah, the S curl with the plastic cap at night. I wake up in the morning if you cross my eye like this. Yeah, I wasn't so blessed. Another quick question. Who was your
Mhm.
favorite TV dad or dads?
Mm.
It's okay if you got a few.
I'm doing this thing right now. Get out. Oh man,
Do
climbed up on the damn
your thing.
count. I'm sorry, man.
Nah, it's
Loud
what it
in the
is,
middle of
yo.
what
Real
the
dad
hell?
moment.
Come on. Come on.
You couldn't get down?
Yeah, you couldn't get down. You climb up
couldn't
here
get
with your kids.
down?
Go. Get out of here. Get out of here with that right now. Sit up here because you in the camera shot and you climb. Go. Get out of here. Oh my God. Pardon me. Sorry about that.
All good, all good. That's what we
My
do
baby.
here.
But wow, TV dad. Well, see, that's crazy because you gotta come when we came up, we had a few of them. We had James,
Hmm.
Good Times. Yeah, Fred Sanford on Sanford the Son. Yeah, George Jefferson was a father. But everybody's gonna go to
Yeah.
Bill
Huge.
Cosby. On TV. It's no ifs, ands, buts about it. It's Bill. He was America's dad.
Yes, sir.
He was America's dad. Now let's break down that. It was a black man that was America's dad during the 80s.
Hmm.
America's dad. It was him and then your own father. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something that was like monumental. But him, Uncle Phil, uh, from Fresh Prince,
Of course.
and then also I guess to a certain extent on Family Matters. Carl Winslow on Family Matters too. And that's somebody else who had a long run. You saw three. That's crazy. You saw three black men, professional men, that were fathers to their kids and nephews. You know what I'm saying? Nieces and nephews and everything. So yeah, that was good to see. That was
Yeah.
good to see.
Yeah, no question. No
And then
question.
like I had my own I could draw from, but like I had uncles. It was like when they said it was a village, take a village to raise. Yeah, I had a village around me, man.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, I had that. I had that. You know,
Oh,
open it yourself. Go
we
eat.
get
I'm
this
eating.
bad
I'm
boy.
busy right now. Please don't do this. Go,
Till I got 2 minutes and I'm done. I
go.
got two
Don't
minutes and
worry
you
about it.
finish. The
Yeah.
last and final question is
Mhm.
just give one piece of advice, your best advice to a dad. Your best advice.
Wow.
Your favorite.
Best advice. All right, I'm gonna say this. Okay. In order to be a father, you have to be selfless. You got a lot of people out here who are selfish. To be a parent, you have to be selfless. That goes for men and women. Because it's not
Hmm.
a lot, it's not as many deadbeat dads out here as we like to think.
I think
There's
it's
some
true.
deadbeat moms out there too.
Hmm.
It's some mothers that be doing foul stuff and all that. And it's unfortunate because I think that a lot of kids, especially if you grew up in the 80s and everything, 80s and 90s, you saw examples on television of a family structure that is, if it's a possibility, some people would try to emulate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but the best advice for me as a father that I can say to fathers is that you're not going to do anything greater in life than creating life, nurturing it, molding it, and putting it out there in the world. If you do it right, the payback is enormous. It's enormous. Like I know some dudes who didn't grow up with a father,
Hmm.
but they hellify fathers
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've watched them do things that they wish they could have did.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they take
And I
that seriously.
and I bet you those dudes, without even knowing them, they pretty much took a unwritten, unseen oath to themselves that look, when I have mine, I'm
Yeah,
gonna do this. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
I was trying to say too, I think that's why this next generation of dads will be good. I'll be honest with you, I personally don't know any deadbeats. I mean, I've heard of
right.
some, but I really don't know of any. And for
Hmm.
the most part, everybody's like really involved. So this next generation of kids should be better off.
They
God
should be all
forbid.
right. Yeah, they
There's a
should
lot
be okay.
more involved
And the
dads
thing
than
is,
deadbeats.
yeah, and another thing is, it's just like the influence. You can have a positive or negative influence on the child.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of cats out here who can't have kids or don't have kids who don't mind being a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
and they step into that step pop
Or
role.
mentor, coach. Yep.
Yeah, and but that is also a big reflection on the mother because she has to be all in and she has to show that support all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Because in the kid's mind, it's like, oh, mom, you gonna let him do this to me, this, that, and the third? And mom's like, no, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And that just goes with like when you have blended families, period, I think, because you got so many people that's some are married, some aren't. You know, some relationships work, some don't. But when it comes to these kids, man, everybody gotta be on the same page.
All in. Yes, sir.
Everybody gotta be all in, man. And you know, and the thing is like we all gotta watch what we do around them as well as say around them anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cause it's like these kids gotta deal with stuff. We ain't have to deal with certain shit like social media. Could you imagine?
Social media is a game changer compared
Could
to
you
our parents.
imagine the way we grew up? Come on. Social media back then? Come on, man. We ain't have to deal with a lot of that. Like that's one of the things I find myself talking to my girls about. It's like, yo, listen, you don't need your eyelashes are fine.
Yeah.
You don't need no makeup. You pretty enough as is. You're already pretty. God made you pretty. Take care of your skin, do what you gotta do, drink your water, mind your business, wash your face, use a scrub your face, you don't need no makeup. You know what I mean? It's supposed to enhance your beauty, not make you look weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, and that's another thing. This generation of kids, like, yo, when we was coming up, we never saw only ones we saw in wigs was grandma and auntie, our grand aunts and all that. Those was wigs that they go to church in and all of that. You know what I mean? These kids, these girls are running around 15 years old, 16 years old with wigs on. I got daughters. I'm like, no. We're not doing that. Comedy games, sometimes you meet good people, sometimes you meet some flaky ass individuals. We've been lucky. We done came in with a good crop, a decent crop of people.
And not only ask cats to come on who I rock with, who I, for sure know. You know what I'm saying? So
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no question. Thanks again. I appreciate you doing this. And appreciate you. Keep, taking care of them girls.
Yeah, man. I got these babies, man. They keeping me on my toes, man. They keeping me on my toes.
I wish you much success with the acting and the comedy.
Seriously, man. I take this fatherhood shit seriously, man. Fatherhood. I take this shit very seriously because they ain't asked to be here. So because they're here, I got to make sure that while you here, everything get done. It got to get done.
Yeah, gotta provide. Yep.
Yeah, got to provide and protect. Like it's a thing that, and because I got girls, my biggest fear is them dealing with somebody I used to be. Because I remember what I used to do. I remember how foul I was. And I admit, I did some rotten shit at times. And I didn't have to do it, but I did it because I could, and I got away with it. It's like, what the hell? But what you give, you come back to you.
Yeah.
So and that's another thing that I try to tell my girls and teach them is about accountability. Own your shit. That's one of the things that my father and like just my family in general, we preach. Own it. Own your nonsense. If this is what you did, you get all right, I did it and I deal with the consequences no matter what it is, because that's life in general. You're gonna have to, you reap what you sow. You make your bed, you gotta lie in it. All those cliche sayings, they're real,
Yep.
And
as much as you hate to repeat them because your parents said it to you.
Hey, yo, that curse works. I hope you have some kids that act just like you act. That shit works, man. That shit is real.
Yeah, man. It'd be hard sometimes to get mad at this dude because he say something that I would say to be mad funny. I'm just like,
yeah, right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, yeah. Like right now, could you open this? I'm doing this right now. Go sit down. You know better. You know what I mean? So it's like
a blessing, though. Yep.
Definitely is. Definitely.
But all right, sir. You have a good night. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, brothers. Good seeing you, man. Take care.
Talk soon. All right. Be good.
Sir.
Later.
Peace.
I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me. Yeah. And whenever I'm sad, they can always cheer me up.
I love you, Dad.
Hey, wolves, could you lend me your ears? I'd like to open up My therapist ain't here. I've been a dad since I was 21. I've been blessed with 3 beautiful daughters and I got no sons. When I was young, I wondered how come, but I know now. Toxic masculinity would have been passed down. Real men don't cry unless someone has died. Pick your head up, hold your tears in with pride. Hashtag girl dad, so glad when I'm sad you all could cheer me up. I always will have your bags, Leah, Jade and Lola. No one would come before you. You all are getting older. That's 3 different personas in a love daddy-daughter day. Each one of y'all get a date with me individually. My boo berry, Jay, Star and Juicy. We could always play video games or watch a scary movie. Hey, I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me. Yeah. And whenever I'm sad, they can always cheer me up. I love being a dad. Hey, I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me. Yeah. And whenever I'm sad, they can always cheer me up. I love being a dad.